Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm here today with Broker of Brokers to talk about the subject of personal branding. And if there's one person that I can think that really has taken personal branding, self-branding to the next level, it's you, broker. So, I mean, you even call yourself Broker of Brokers.
That's right.
So let's talk about personal branding. Talk to me.
Well, it's very key, personal branding, because it gives you an understanding of why you're doing what you're doing. It gives you the purpose, the why. You've got to understand the why. There's no point just going to an office or working from home. You've got to understand what you're doing, and that every day you're growing, you're developing yourself and the business. Whether that's very key.
Okay, so a lot of people think personal branding is getting out there on social media, chucking a few videos out and singing from the pulpit. Is that what self-branding is? Personal branding?
To really achieve personal branding, you have to first of all ask yourself a question. What position are you in? Are you employed or are you self-employed? That's the first question. Are you working? What model are you involved with? Once you understand which model you're working with, then you will have to apply this.
I mean, surely even if you are employed, you can still have a personal brand within an employed job, can't you?
I'm afraid not.
Is that because you, why? Tell me more.
Can I use the business card analogy?
Of course you can.
Okay, that's the Broker of Brokers business card, which is a special card. Now, if I was employed or even self-employed, it actually works for both situations. And I said to the boss, I'd like to have a personal business card with my picture on it, with the description, job description. I would like to design my own. Of course, it's going to have your logo, but it's also going to have my logo and my ideas. Do you think that they would accept that?
Well, of course they're not going to say that, because if they say no, if they say yes and you cock it up, you can blame the boss. And if they do really well, then they take the glory. So the boss is buggered either way.
Exactly. So that means that the whole idea of personal branding can only work if you have your own business and you're not employed or self-employed. Therefore, both of those models are out and finished, in my opinion.
It's interesting. I know we're going to go and talk about self-employed in a greater detail in another video, broker. But a lot of people think personal branding is very me, me, me. How do we turn that into almost give, give, give? Or have I just answered my own question?
What do you mean by me, me, me in that sense?
Well, a lot of my people that watch my videos are in the estate agency profession,
Right.
and there are some in the self-employed arena who are going on video. Some are talking about themselves and their journey, and they're quite engaging actually. But some are very thinly disguised sales pitches to join people into their club.
Right.
And to some people, it's not attractive.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, again, you have to look back on what you're trying to achieve with this. The idea of the self-branding is to give yourself the opportunity to build your business, your database, and then you have to think about who do the clients belong to.
I mean, okay, and a lot of these agency models, the clients belong to the self-employed agent. But how far do we take this branding? Is the branding a logo? Is it what comes out of your mouth? What is it?
It's everything. The logo is the thing that they identify with because that's trademark. But you've also got to think about the mantra. And so, for example, if you have, as I said again in the last video that we did, you have an idea that the person can have their own personality. And they have to be free to be themselves, but they also have to adhere to the understanding of what that brand that they're working for has to offer.
Does that have to be written down on paper, even if you're a one-man band?
They have to understand it, and they have to talk to the Depends if they are you talking about them being the boss or someone else? Which
No,
model?
so we're assuming that they are their own boss.
Self-employed.
Yes.
Okay. In the self-employed model, again, there's this problem because if we are we talking about a state agency here?
I mean, particularly most of my people watching this are going to be estate agents, but
Okay.
there's going to be other people who are not
But
estate agents.
if they're self-employed, this comes back to the problem of, how long is it? Who's actually paying them? They are working for a period of time where they are funding themselves.
Correct. So therefore, if you are going to, like anyone who comes away from the mother's teat of employed life, because you're addicted to the salary, and we've all been there. Moving across to where you generate become self-employed, you are then responsible for bringing in your own business. And that is where the power of personal branding can be done to attract business. I mean, you've taken it to the next level.
I have, but I think I don't know if you want to talk about it now or another video, but generally speaking, this is a problem because where people are under pressure from the start of being self-employed, that's where the problems start because they're having to force the issue to quickly earn commissions.
So are you suggesting that if someone wants to start their own business, that they should almost put themselves a lump of money or save it or earn it as a cushion so they can really have a good run at building their personal brand before the word turmoil, that they're desperate comes on their forehead to bring money in?
No, I think that they should talk to the owners of the business that they are working with. If we're talking about, let's say, a brand, and then you have your own business within that brand.
But not many of them these firms are not going to pay the estate agent a salary for 6 months if they're self-employed.
My suggestion is not a salary, but a draw, a guarantee over a period of 3 to 6 months. They need to do this. They then have to get investment. So rather than just willy-nilly getting a lot of people on and saying, look, good luck, see if you can go to your connections, all the people you know. If you're employed or you have been employed and you've got a list of clients to approach, there's business there. But again, this is really using people, and I don't agree with that. My whole idea today is to tell you that the self-employed and the employed models are both dead, in my opinion. I have a solution.
Well, we're going to talk about that in the next video.
Okay.
Let's bring it back to branding. What is the power of branding that's going to get, especially estate agents, but other people, more business?
Well, branding will only work when you have a new structure within the agency business. Because at the moment there's a problem. There's also a problem, even if you're employed and self-employed, with the commission levels. They're too low. And I'll talk about that as well. I can talk about it now or whenever you want. But this is a problem because it's below the average. The estate agents in this country are not earning what the Australians and the Americans are earning. And there has to be a solution to that.
And do you think...
I have a solution.
So let's in the next video talk about that solution to get fees up so agents can earn what they're worth. But again, what you're saying is one of the powers that to get fees up, they're going to have to be clever with their branding, which is what the original question was.
Very much so.
Okay. Thank you for your time today, broker.
Welcome.